What if I told you that 5 minutes every morning could give you energy that lasts all day long? Sounds too good to be true, right? But here's what most women over 60 don't realize. The secret to waking up energized and staying mobile all day isn't about your heart or your core. It's about your glutes. Yes, those muscles you're sitting on right now. When you activate them first thing in the morning, something remarkable happens. Your entire body wakes up differently. You move differently. You feel different. And the best part? It only takes 5 minutes. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. You'll learn the exact 5-minute routine that transformed women like Barbara, who's 71, and went from struggling to get out of bed each morning to walking 3 miles a day with her grandchildren. No fancy equipment, no complicated moves, just 5 minutes that change everything.
Shall we? You are going to love this.
Let me paint you a picture that might feel painfully familiar. You wake up in the morning, and before you even open your eyes, you feel it. That stiffness, that heaviness. Your lower back aches, your hips feel tight, and the thought of actually getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. So you lie there a few extra minutes, dreading that first movement. When you finally do get up, you're shuffling to the bathroom, holding onto furniture, waiting for your body to remember how to work properly. And you think to yourself, is this just how it's going to be now? But here's what makes it worse. You know you should exercise. Everyone tells you to exercise. But when you look at those fitness videos or read those articles, they're talking about 30-minute routines, hour-long classes, complicated schedules, and you think, who has that kind of time? Who has that kind of energy? Especially when you're already starting the day feeling exhausted. So you do nothing. And every day, you wake up feeling the same way, stiff, sluggish, like your body is working against you instead of with you. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 67, lives in Ohio, and for 3 years, she fought this exact battle every single morning. Patricia used to be vibrant. She gardened, she volunteered at her church, she babysat her grandkids twice a week. But somewhere around her mid-60s, mornings became her enemy. She'd wake up so stiff that it took her 20 minutes just to feel like she could move normally. Her daughter bought her a membership to a senior fitness center, but the classes were 45 minutes long, and by the time Patricia got there and back, it was half her morning gone. She went twice and never returned. She felt like a failure, like her body had betrayed her, and worst of all, that morning stiffness started creeping into her afternoons. By 2 o'clock, she was so drained that she'd cancel plans, skip activities she loved, and spend her evenings on the couch feeling guilty and frustrated. She told me she felt like she was disappearing into a smaller and smaller version of herself. If any of this resonates with you, I need you to know something important. This isn't your fault. And it's not just aging. There's a specific reason why you feel this way. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly why most people never fix this, and why the solution is so much simpler than you've been led to believe. So what's really going on here? Why do mornings feel so hard? Here's what most people don't understand. Your glutes, those large muscles in your backside and hips, are the foundation of your entire body's movement system. They're what's supposed to power you when you stand up, when you walk, when you climb stairs. But here's the problem. Most of us spend so much time sitting that our glutes basically fall asleep. And I don't mean that as a metaphor. When you don't use these muscles regularly, your nervous system actually stops sending strong signals to them. They become what we call dormant or inhibited. Now here's where it gets interesting, and this is the part that changes everything. When your glutes aren't working properly, your body doesn't just give up on movement. No, it compensates. It asks other muscles to do the job your glutes should be doing. Your lower back takes over, your hip flexors work overtime, your knees bear weight they weren't designed to carry, and all of that creates stiffness, pain, and that overwhelming sense of fatigue because your body is working 3 times harder than it should be just to do basic movements. But here's the exciting part, and this is what most doctors never explain properly. Unlike some aspects of aging that we can't reverse, this one we absolutely can. When you reactivate your glutes, especially first thing in the morning, you're essentially waking up your body's power source. You're telling your nervous system, hey, these muscles are here and ready to work. And when that happens, everything else falls into place. Your back relaxes, your hips open up, your energy shoots up because your body isn't fighting itself anymore. Now let me tell you what most people get completely wrong about this. The first myth is that you need long, intense workouts to make a difference. That's simply not true. In fact, when it comes to waking up dormant glutes, especially in the morning when your body is still stiff, short and gentle is actually more effective than long and intense. Your nervous system responds better to consistent, focused activation than it does to exhausting yourself. 5 minutes of the right movements done every single morning will transform your body faster than 30 minutes done occasionally. The second thing people get wrong is thinking they need to feel sore or exhausted for exercise to work. That's old school thinking, and it's especially wrong for this. When you're reactivating dormant muscles, you're working on the neurological level, the connection between your brain and your muscles. That doesn't require pain or exhaustion. It requires attention and consistency. You should finish these 5 minutes feeling energized and awake, not wiped out. So what actually works? Let me walk you through this. The routine has 5 simple movements, 1 minute each. You can do this right next to your bed, in your pajamas, before you've even had your coffee. The first movement is glute bridges. You lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Then you gently lift your hips toward the ceiling, squeezing your glutes at the top and lower back down. The key here isn't how high you lift. The key is consciously squeezing those glute muscles and feeling them work. Do this slowly for 1 minute. This movement alone starts sending signals to your glutes that it's time to wake up and work. The second movement is side-lying leg lifts. You lie on your side and lift your top leg straight up, not high, just enough to feel the outside of your hip working. This targets a specific part of your glutes called the gluteus medius, which is critical for balance and walking without pain. 1 minute on each side. Again, slow and controlled. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're trying to wake up muscles that have been sleeping. The third movement is standing hip extensions. You stand next to a wall or chair for balance, and you gently lift one leg straight back behind you, squeezing your glute as you do. This mimics the movement you use when you walk, so you're essentially teaching your body to use your glutes properly during the activities you'll do all day. 1 minute on each side. Quick note, if you want all of this laid out for you step by step, I put together a complete guide called The Morning Glute Activation Blueprint for Women Over 60. Everything you need in one place. Check the pinned comment below and grab it. The fourth movement is clamshells. You lie on your side with your knees bent, feet together, and you open your top knee like a clamshell while keeping your feet touching. This targets the deep rotator muscles in your hips that help your glutes function properly. It might feel small and simple, but it's incredibly powerful. 1 minute on each side. The fifth and final movement is standing glute squeezes. You simply stand tall and squeeze your glutes as tight as you can for 5 seconds, then release. Repeat this for 1 minute. This final movement locks in all the activation you just created and reminds your nervous system that these muscles are here and ready to power your day. Let me tell you about Dorothy. She's 73 and lives in Florida. Dorothy was skeptical when I first told her about this routine. She'd tried so many things over the years, and nothing seemed to stick. But I convinced her to try it for just 1 week, just 5 minutes every morning for 7 days. The first morning, she told me she felt a little silly lying on her bedroom floor doing leg lifts. But by day 3, something shifted. She woke up and realized she'd gotten out of bed without that usual groan of pain. By day 5, she noticed she had energy at 10 in the morning, which hadn't happened in years. And by the end of week 2, her husband asked her what was different because she was moving around the house like she had a new spring in her step. Dorothy is now 6 months into this routine, and she hasn't missed a single day. She told me last month that these 5 minutes gave her her life back. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. What if I can't get down on the floor? What if my knees hurt? What if I'm too stiff to do some of these movements? Here's the beautiful thing. Every single one of these movements can be modified. You can do glute bridges on your bed. You can do leg lifts standing up instead of lying down. You can hold onto a counter for support. The principle stays the same. You're waking up your glutes. You're creating that mind-muscle connection. The exact position matters far less than the intention and consistency. Let me give you the exact steps to start this tomorrow morning. Step 1. Set out a yoga mat or towel next to your bed tonight before you go to sleep. I know this sounds too simple to matter, but it does. When you wake up and it's already there, you remove the excuse. You remove the decision-making. It's just there, waiting for you. If you're worried you'll forget or talk yourself out of it, here's what I tell my patients. You don't even have to be fully awake. You can do this routine half asleep. In fact, that's kind of perfect because you're not overthinking it. Step 2. Set a gentle alarm for 5 minutes earlier than you normally wake up. Just 5 minutes. You're not sacrificing sleep. You're investing 5 minutes into feeling good all day. If you're worried you're too tired in the morning, remember this. This routine will give you more energy than those extra 5 minutes of sleep ever could. Step 3. The moment your alarm goes off, roll out of bed and onto that mat. Don't check your phone. Don't start thinking about your to-do list. Just get on the mat and start with movement 1. Your body will walk you through the rest. If you're worried about remembering the movements, write them down on a card and keep it next to your mat. Or better yet, grab the guide I mentioned where everything is laid out with pictures and detailed instructions. Step 4. After you finish all 5 movements, stand up slowly, take a deep breath, and notice how you feel. Really pay attention. Notice if your hips feel more open. Notice if your back feels less tight. Notice your energy. This awareness is part of the process. It reinforces to your brain that this routine matters. Step 5. Do it again tomorrow, and the day after that. Consistency is everything here. Margaret is 69, and she started this routine 4 months ago. She told me that the first week was about building the habit. The second week was when she started noticing physical changes, but by week 3, she said it became non-negotiable. Her body started craving it. She'd wake up and her body would actually want to move. That's the transformation we're aiming for. So let's talk about what happens if you don't do this. If you keep waking up the same way, feeling stiff and sluggish, what does that look like 6 months from now? A year from now? I'll tell you what I see in my practice. That stiffness gets worse. Those activities you're putting off, you keep putting them off until eventually, you stop even considering them. That energy you wish you had, it doesn't magically appear. It decreases. Your world gets smaller. And here's the hard truth. Your body will continue to compensate for those sleeping glutes, which means more strain on your back, your knees, your hips, more pain, more limitations, more frustration. But imagine the other path. Imagine waking up tomorrow, doing these 5 simple movements, and noticing even a small difference. Maybe your back doesn't ache as much. Maybe you stand up from bed a little easier. And then imagine doing it again the next day and feeling even better. Imagine 2 weeks from now, realizing you have energy at lunchtime. Imagine a month from now, saying yes to activities you've been avoiding. Imagine 3 months from now, feeling strong and capable and vibrant again. That's not fantasy. That's what happens when you activate your body's natural power source every single morning. Everything I just shared and more is waiting for you right now in the pinned comment below. Click it. Get the Morning Glute Activation Blueprint for women over 60, because you deserve to wake up feeling strong instead of struggling through another day of stiffness and fatigue. Don't wait. You have more strength in you than you realize. Your body is capable of remarkable things, even now, even at this age. All it needs is 5 minutes of attention every morning. 5 minutes to wake up what's been sleeping. 5 minutes to reclaim the energy and mobility that belong to you. Start tomorrow. Your future self will thank you.